Larry, very good to see you. We are starting with a question. What is a retirement drawdown strategy? Because I know you have 4 tips to help make sure our money lasts. We spend decades building our nest egg, and then when we retire, we need a plan to stop saving and start spending, but not spending so much that we risk running out of money. So, again, let's walk through those 4 considerations. First, you say you need a plan to minimize taxes.
Absolutely. Aaron, that's where I find in my practice that most people lose so much money unknowingly, unnecessarily. It's just the tax system is very convoluted. It's very confusing as to how different products get taxed. So saving taxes or going through that process it's a game changer in of itself. So you need to meet with someone and know how that works.
hmm And tell us about why we would want to consider paying our taxes now and contribute more money into that tax-free bucket.
Well, as you see the chart that you have listed there, back in history, you see where the war ended, all the way through when World War II ended, we're at 94% on some of the
Wow.
marginal rates. We're all the way down to 2020, the highest rate's 37%, and many people a whole lot less. It doesn't feel like it with a lot of other issues we're facing, but taxes are on sale right now. It's probably a
hmm
good time to make some moves.
And our tax is going to go up, Larry?
Absolutely. And this is probably my favorite slide that I don't like it, but the fact is with the $34 trillion deficit, and you see that I like those 2 columns right beside the 34 trillion that shows every citizen owes 101,000 and every taxpayer, again, some folks are not making enough money or not paying. The average of us are going to pay at least 265,000 per citizen. And that's at today's taxes, and we all know the spending that's going on in Congress. That's probably going to go up, not down. So great
Right.
time to look at that.
A lot of strategies. All right. Number 2, you need to determine the most financially optimal time to claim Social Security. And this can be complicated.
This is something that I like to use the conversation about. Most people use the online calculators. They think, hey, I think I got this thing figured out. And I say, have you added in health and science? They're like, what? And
hmm
I said, actually, math and science, excuse me, and that is, how old were your parents? Are they still living? What about your grandparents? Do you have longevity in the family? Does both spouses, if you're married, have longevity? So it's not just a calculator of it takes me 6 years or 8 years to break even. So Social Security is another place that you have 200 or 300 thousand or more dollars that you could be maybe misappropriating if you don't use all the products together to make sure you have a well coordinated decision making there. So it truly is not as easy as putting on blinders to make that decision. You need to meet with someone who understands Social Security and how to interact with your other investment products.
Right. All these points are certainly interrelated. That brings us to number 3. If you are lucky enough to have a pension, you need to choose the right pension payout.
Absolutely. Another fun subject, anything retirement like this, I really enjoy, but because it seems so simplistic and it seems like a no-brainer, I know I'm going to do this or do that. But most of my clients that have a pension, their number one fear is losing that pension. They all hope to live a long time, but they know if they mess up and die too soon, that they're leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars or maybe $1 million on the table. So they're trying to fill out that proper claiming strategy, whether it's a joint, whether it's a certain reduction, a 10-year certain. So very, very important. But I say again, the other subjects of taxes and Social Security plays into that decision making on that pension as well. So there
hmm
again, make sure you meet with someone that can help you coordinate those products as much as look at it singular.
Right. And this all comes down to, again, finding that delicate balance between guaranteed income and long-term growth.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we all just want to, I guess, rest easy that we know that we can stop worrying and start living. When you're
Yes.
retired, you don't want all that hassle and all that stress. But if you
hmm
coordinate all those products, from taxes to Social Security to your pension, if you're lucky enough to have one, uh, as well as I like to ask people if on Social Security, if you had the option to say, I just want a lump sum, just give me a lump sum of my money. I'm going to take it somewhere because if I mess up and die too soon, I lost it for all those years I saved it, or I want a joint, something like a pension would offer you. Why the Social Security office doesn't have that exact option, if you work with someone who understands how to do it, you might be able to use it in that same way, just like we did with the pension and taxes and so
hmm
forth. So meet with someone who understands how to coordinate those products, and you can stop worrying and start living in your retirement.
So wonderful. I love it when you say it like that. And clearly, there is no cookie cutter answer here to finding the right drawdown strategy. It's going to be different for everybody. So, Larry, if somebody wants to talk with you to find their own personal, unique drawdown strategy, how can they reach you?
They can call our office at 615-216-1048, or they can go to our website also at sfawealth.com. And we have a lot of information there that they can look at and then also set time to speak with us.
Great. Larry, thank you.
Thank you.